Well, hello there. Good afternoon, good evening to everybody joining us for Racing Dudes Live. Gentlemen, we are just a couple minutes away here from Saratoga for the Evan Shipman Handicap and New York Breds. We've got Bankett in here. Tiergan's the favorite. Aaron, you looked at this race pretty closely. What did you think about this field?
Yeah, I went with Tiergan on top. I thought this was a horse that definitely made a ton of sense as far as being a horse for course, right? An incredible win last time out over this track at this configuration, the 1 mile shoot and everything like that. 1x10, yeah, we're moving up in class, but it's a New York bred stakes race, so it's not just a huge jump. And new trainer, but not something that's a real negative. And Irad rides through the claim for the third straight time. So for all those reasons, I thought this horse would be really tough to beat.
Mike Somich, the Bankett, I'm looking at the tournament here. This is the one horse that did not get picked. There's not a single person who picked Bankett in this race. Every other horse is covered here. The way this day is going, they might have just sealed this deal to win it.
Yeah, I don't blame people for not picking Bankett, 8-5 morning line favorite. And I would have thought was going to get bet down off that number. I'm kind of surprised where we're sitting from an odds perspective. Tiergan ran 9 days ago, coming out of state bred, $45,000 optional claimer, N2X. Jumping up to $125,000 stakes is heavily bet in this spot. I don't disagree with Aaron. I thought he was a horse to beat on paper as well. But Bankett's getting some serious disrespect here, sitting at 2-1, just with the back class that you have and the fact that he has run it well at Saratoga in the past.
Let me pull up the tournament here. If you are just joining us, the Racing Dudes tournament is in the full swing here, and it has been pretty chalky so far for the races that we've had. David Feldman, currently the leader here. You see the top two, David and Manu both have the 3. I went ahead and went with the 4 here, looking for a price. I went for a 4 in the last race at a price, and it didn't work out. Where did you guys go for your tournament place here?
I went to the 3 horse. I thought that 3 Jokers is a little bit interesting here. I think the mile is a good distance. The last 5 have been all against open company. We're getting back to state bred. And I think you're going to get a little bit of a setup. We kind of thought speed was going to play well with this 1 mile configuration. And it really hasn't. You've kind of wanted to sit from off the pace. That's what the trip that 3 Jokers should get, like the 5-1 price. So we're hoping to get a little bit of an upset here. Aaron, where did you head for this one?
Scroll down, Magic. Who did I have for this one? I'm in last.
How's that going?
You went with the 7 Seafoam, it looks like.
Yeah, sure. Yes, back to back. Let's do it. They're off.
Yeah, back to back. This race was 1 1/8 miles before. Now it's 1 mile, so it's interesting if he can win it at both.
He'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Looks like he's going to go right to the lead, too. Generally, his speed has been controlling around 2 turns, but Seafoam going to try and wire the field here. That's his best shot at winning. So we'll see if he's able to hold on. We've seen a lot of 24-4, 25-second opening quarters for this 1 mile configuration, just because it seems like the run-up's a little slow. So that 24-2 is a little bit faster than what we've been seeing.
2-1 held on Bankett. I went with the 4. There is a storm brewing, because I was so sure Rudy Rod was going to get his first win in the Saratoga meet today, and I was right about that. I just was a few races late on that. He got me a winner at Monmouth earlier in this tournament too, but it's not looking good for the 4 horse there. They're starting to pass him by pretty quickly. Yeah,
Bankett making a nice move here. Starting to see Tiergan range up as well. 2 of them look like they're going to be pretty tough here, but we'll see what happens. 48 flat for opening half mile is awfully quick for this 1 mile configuration for what we've seen over the past couple weeks.
Who has the 6? That horse is ranging up and looking pretty good. I don't know. Bankett, here comes Bankett, though. He's, like you said, he's making
Nick Severs has the 6. That's the only one I see on screen there.
Well, 7 kind of just did a little re-break on him.
Yeah, 7's looking tough. Bankett's starting to make some moves.
Bankett's going to get it.
Oh, Bankett's got to get him easy. Yeah. Look at this horse.
Got it.
Right by.
Joel's not even. There he goes. Joel just started. Oh, come on. Don't give this up, Bankett. Don't give this up, Bankett. Don't give this up, Bankett. Don't give it up.
He got there.
Jesus. No. Well, you got to make it tough, Bankett. Come on.
So once again, not a single entry in the tournament had Bankett. The other 6 horses were covered. So Shadi says ready for a shakeup in the ranks. You're gonna have to wait at least one more race for that one.
Ironically, the only 3 people. Oh no, never mind. How many people had Seafoam there? I don't think that was a heavily used horse either.
I think Aaron's the only one who did.
So Aaron, the only one who picks up a 7 with a Bankett Seafoam finish there.
So I did play Bank It when I saw that it was 2-1. I was really happy with that move off the turn there. That was nice. I bet him, I should say. I didn't have him in the tournament.
Yeah, 2-1 was a gift of a price there. And Maria, thank you very much. Or Marla, thank you very much for that gift as well. That's incredible. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Should have got that before the race. Could have put it on Bank It.
Okay, 2-1 was a nice price. I really thought that was going to be like a 6-5 type horse. I probably should have bet Bank It after seeing that with off odds. Aaron, you surprised you got 2-1 on Bank It?
No, not at all. I think the horse is not very good, and he usually doesn't get the job done. He tried very, very, very hard not to get the job done here. But in this field, sure, that was a price that did make sense if you played him, because that's what you wanted to get. But I'm not surprised he was 2-1. I think that was about right for him. Yeah, I thought Seafoam ran pretty darn well off the bench too. So they both ran pretty well in the spot.
Did you guys see the final time here?
Oh no, what was it?
112-3 for 3/4, 139-1 for the mile.
Oh.
139-1.
They went 26.5 seconds for the final quarter.
Yikes.
So that was I don't know if we can even call it a battle. That was just kind of a stumble fest there to the wire that that looked good. Yeah, that is a very, very slow final quarter.
Oh, that's a close.
He still almost lost that damn race. Did you guys just see that, Bob?
Yeah, that was. He tried everything he could to lose that race.
That was closer than it looked live.
Live, I thought he had photos. That photo in the last race is a little funky too. With that 2-horse, I thought the 4 was going to get the bob, and then the 4's nose just never went down on that last bob.
I truly believe Bank It has a lot of ability, but I truly also believe once he gets to a horse, he has no interest in kicking on, like none.
So I don't know if you guys caught it. Maggie Wolfendale was in love with this horse in the paddock and mentioned that when they came back from Dubai, they found he had an entrapped epiglottis, so they did a tieback surgery. So maybe that was able to help him beat Seafoam. I'm not going to say he should go to actual open company, but it helped him against this horse.
Yes,
maybe.
I mean,
that's the difference.
We'll say that was the difference in the nose, but that was an interesting race. I mean, where do you even go out of this? I mean, you're coming back from Dubai. You're in a $125,000 stakes race. You get the job done, but I'm not going to say this was wildly impressive. It's going to be interesting to see where we see Bank It show up next. I would guess it's going to be something that's Saratoga.
I'd probably try to ride him against Life is Good somewhere after that.
Good to see everybody else celebrating 2-1 there. Katie should have pounded the 1-7 exacta. Yeah, and you would have been sweating every inch of that stretch run there too, probably. Greg says good race off the layoff, go to a grade 3. Yeah, that's something.
I wouldn't be shocked if that's where we see him next in the graded stakes. I don't know if I would be betting him in that spot.
All right, let me update the rankings here. All right, Aaron, where'd you land? Hey, you're up to 16th, buddy.
All right.
Listen, that was as chalky as the day is, getting 590 for that win place is pretty good. You just had Seafoam. I'm sorry, just the place.
That was dirty because if that horse wins, I'm riding striking position. So
that's true.
That was the only one with it. That wouldn't have hurt you.
No, that would have got me up. It would have been another like $12 probably. So yeah, I would have been like
You've been right here in the top 10.
Yeah, that's a killer.
Look at this. So Lori in third with $20.10, and then 7th place is 80 cents. Like, look at the difference there.
Well, when you have chalk like this, you don't get that separation. You're waiting for that one big price to come home from a tournament perspective. If we get like let's say a 10-1, that literally is more than what first place has right now. What that will pay. So if you're just kind of waiting for that one price to come home, and if you're not piling up these chalk winners, it makes it hard to hold anyone off. You can't just have 1 or 2 winners. You need 3 or 4 in that earlier set of 6 if you want to try and separate yourself.
All right, let's take a look at Monmouth now. We got to race 8, 4 minutes to post here, and we can go through where they're on the track right now. Let me pull up the conditions. Oh, that's right. Maiden claiming in for $16,000 3-year-old or 3-and-up fillies. $16,000 claiming tags, a mile and a 16th here. Aaron, I'll start with you. Let's pull it up here just to remind you. You have the 2 NY Fancy picked in this tournament. I think this was my alt. I thought it was interesting that a New York bred showed up here. Why did you like the 2 New York Fancy?
Good pick.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, listen, I just believe that New York Fancy coming in from New York is definitely a player in this spot, right? And we're going down, we're dropping way down in class. We're getting back to the turf. When this horse was on the turf 2 races back, set the pace and quit against a much tougher field. And now we're getting second off the layoff here as well. So all good signs. I think this horse could bounce back here, run a pretty good race. And the main thing is it's 9-1, and I didn't think a ton of people would have it. So we took a little shot here with New York Fancy.
Mike, I see you also use the 2 there. Did Aaron miss any points for you?
No, I mean, the key here is the drop in class, right? This is easily the softest race New York Fancy's ever been in. Mike Dini is pretty good for tournaments because when he does win, generally it's at a pretty good price. I also like Roland. She's an apprentice jockey. She's been able to get the job done well at Tampa Bay. Doesn't win at a huge clip, but generally when she does win, you're getting more of a price. So I like the combo of the 2 of them together. And then, as Aaron said, this is the second time we're touching turf. The first time we touched turf was in a maiden special weight for $73,000. Like, this is a massive drop in class from one to the other. You want to be forwardly placed at Monmouth, so I was looking for a horse that was going to be more up front. And I agreed with Aaron. I didn't think a ton of people would use this horse in this spot. I thought that would kind of help be a separator here to try and move up the leaderboard.
Jared and then I see Manu and Mark Elliott, among others, use the 7 Grace in Motion for Kent Sweezy. Adding blinkers, the horse has been at this level 3 times and really hasn't gotten the job done, just hit the board once. But I like that we're adding blinkers. And like Mike said, last time out, Vargas, the first time he rode, the horse was forwardly placed. She didn't get the job done. She ended up fading a little bit, but Vargas is going to ride back, and now we're going to experiment with blinkers. And to me, that's a good sign that we're going to, all right, we think we got the right jockey. Now we need to see if we can add some equipment here. So he and Sweezy do really well together, 23% winners with a $2 ROI. So that's why we went with that horse here. Let's take a look. David Feldman is the leaderboard's leader still. He has the 9 Pegasus in Flight, who's 5-1 for Kathleen Damasi. Jairo Rendon, one of the top jockeys on the circuit at Monmouth, is got them out. Mike, why do you think David Feldman went with the 9 horse here?
Because it was a really logical horse to use. This was one that I thought was interesting. Its first time here over this turf course. It was a favorite in 3 of its last 4 races, was sub 4-1 in the other race. I actually thought this horse made a ton of sense. Damasi, like you said, 19% overall, hasn't had much success, but still 10 of 19 to hit the board. So you could make a good case here that the 9 horse could take a step forward. I was a little concerned about the price. The 1 looks like the horse to beat here, just to be completely honest. I mean, this is a 6-5 shot that should be every bit of 6-5. Coming in from Saratoga, first time running at Monmouth. So this was one where I felt I'm willing to take a little bit bigger of a chance because I knew the 1 was going to be a heavier favorite. If I was planning to pick 5 here, I might have been singling the 1. It looks like it's going to be awfully tough to get around it. But in these tournaments, 6-5 is just, it's not something that's sustainable. You have to be able to take shots. And in this case, I felt like the 2 was a good shot. I thought the 9 made sense. I looked at your 7. Like there were a lot of playable horses from a tournament perspective in this race.
Aaron, final thoughts as they hit the turf course and walk up the chute?
Yeah, final thoughts is I'm actually watching Gulfstream right now, trying to get the 6 home for a pick 5. So as you guys are talking about that, they've loaded in their off at Gulfstream. Yeah, listen, this race at Monmouth is a shit show. It's not very good. David's horse there is logical for sure, but it's also a horse that's like 0 for 15 or 0 for 14, and still definitely can win this thing for sure, but it's just these horses aren't great. This is where you see something weird kind of happen. So we'll see if it does.
Okay, Mike, can I ask you a question about the 9? The horse is 12. You're close here in 12 lifetime starts, 0 wins, but has hit the board in 9 of those 12 starts, including 4 seconds. So from a tournament perspective, if you look at a field that's maiden claiming 16K, this is just mess, bottom barrel, not good horses. But you see a horse that can at least hit the board. Is that a horse that you kind of go, that's a little bit of a safe pick in a spot like this, and maybe that's a good reason to use that horse?
Well, first off, congratulations, Aaron. Nice pick 5 hit there over at Gulfstream. To answer your question, Magic, I avoid those type of horses because I'm trying to win in this type of spot, right? I feel like you're really looking for winners. You're not looking for horses that run second, especially when you feel like the most logical horse is 6-5. It kills the place price. And so I want to find horses that I think can win the race because I want to try and get that top prize. Maybe if this horse runs second and we beat the 1, then you get a big number there. But I mean, for me, I'd rather have a horse that's going to run second, especially at that 4-1 price. Look, if the 9 was 20-1, let's talk about it, right? You can get $8, $9, $10 to place. At 4-1, if the 6-5 runs in, you're sitting on 230 or 320 to place, something like that. Maybe $3. And that to me is just not enough when with a horse that doesn't seem to like to win and has been at this condition before. That's the other key to me. It's like we're not really taking a big time drop, if you know what I mean. Like if this was a horse that was in that's over 13, but it's the first time we're facing maiden claimers, then let's talk, right? But if it's been the third or fourth time, I believe, in the last 3 races that this horse has been at this type of level, to me, that's a horse you just try and get around.
We got Katie says not determined, just playing along, but loves War in Paradise. Now 9-2. Okay, when Katie commented was 7-2. Another horse that's logical, and I avoided the 3 like I avoided the 1 just because I thought the price would be unplayable. But you see Laura Switzer there sitting there in third, would love to get the 3 home. So we got somebody. What is it? The 8 horse doesn't seem to want to load in here. We're almost ready. Well, the 8 and the 4. Great. Hey, Aaron, what did you hit the pick 5 for? Hype yourself up a little bit here.
Let's see. The wheel pays were like $13.50, I think, for $1. Had it for 50 cents. So $96 ticket's going to pay about $6.50.
That's not bad.
673.15 plus 5 out of 6s. So she should return around 720 or so.
Yeah, so that'll be just fine. Like I said, that's a good one there at Gulfstream. Kind of gets going for the week. It's been a little slow at Saratoga. It's been some funky results within a sequence of 5. So this was good. The single was the last race. That's always a little bit, nerve-wracking when you get there. It's like, oh boy. But thankfully, this single won by like 6, and it was never really in doubt. So yeah, it was a good way to kick off Gulfstream on Friday. I won't be doing Gulfstream tomorrow. That's not good because I got Churchill, but we'll be back Sunday at Gulfstream.
I like Gulfstream. Even these
yeah.
It's a predictable track in my mind. Like it's not that hard of a track to get around to, and you have specific jockeys and trainers that do well that you often find at prices. And I like that synthetic as well. I think it's bettable.
All right, we're off at Monmouth. The 3 longest shots on the board are not covered in the tournament, so leaning a bit towards chalk again here. See what happens.
I love the fact that our 2 got the lead there. I did not think we were going to get the lead off that break, and it just kind of opened up for the 2 horse to make the lead there.
He got the 2, and they didn't really ask him to do it. And matter of fact, they've got a handful of horse here with this 2. So is he any good? Don't know. Is that the position we wanted? Yeah.
Well, I loved having the lead going into that first turn because what you saw there is the 3 horses all kind of fanned out. The 6 is the one causing trouble here. If that 6 had backed off, the 3 would have backed off, which would have given the 2 a pretty lone lead. As it stands, the 1 at 9-5 is just absolutely tripping out right now.
Well, yeah, the 6 is setting up for the 1 who floated up to 9-5 when we weren't looking. That's kind of a bummer. 3 dropped down to 5-2, and the 1 floated up right at the final ticks there.
The 3's jock's already looking around like, I got this 2 measured.
But the 2 doesn't look like it's just out of his mind right now. Like he's smooth.
Well, this is where you want to be, right? Before we
can the 3 stop looking around? I mean, my goodness. And who was coming out here on the outside?
That's the 9 starting to make an early move.
Well, that's not good.
Well, 9 just squeezed everybody out. Squeezed the 3 out.
The 2 doesn't
David
have
Feldman's 9.
Gosh, I thought that 2 was running real well, and he just totally quit on us.
Yeah, I don't love it. It's going to be between the 1 and the 9 here.
The 1 looks like this 9 may hold on.
Yeah, 7-2.
They're going left-handed hard on both these.
Let's see what happens here.
One's got him.
Who likes to run second?
He went down and got him.
Tim Horner is sitting in 5th place, is going to jump over Bree, who Bree and Tim Horner tied at 1960, had the 1 versus the 9 there. Tim's going to jump up to.
We're off at Woodbine 9 as well.
Hey. All right, let's go switch over there then. Screw Monmouth.
We're top of the stretch here. The 9 at 4-1 just took the lead from the 32-1 6. Happy Mac trying to make a run on the outside. It looks like it's between a 32-1 shot and a 4-1 shot. Oop, who just popped out? Here comes Ghoul the 7. Oh, I got that one. Come on, 7. Oh, nope, that's 1. Have a super day. Your favorite. Why don't we just keep on chalking out?
Yeah, my goodness.
Oh, what is that? The 6th chalk winner now in 8 races?
Wow.
Well, that's good for Manu, who had the 1 at Woodbine. Shadi had the 1 in 2 of her 3s. Dr. Miranda had the 1 at Woodbine as well. A little bit of movement there. I'm sorry, I already forgot. Who won the horse? There was the 1 horse.
1-9 at Monmouth, 1-9 at Woodbine.
Yeah,
And really, I mean, yeah, you look really only the top. Shoddy down here in 12th and 10th had the 9. Shoddy's going to move. Shoddy's 3 entries, 2 of them are moving here.
Yeah, the 1 in 12th with the 9-1 there is gonna make some ground up here.
Yeah,
with second place and a winner.
The 3 horse at Woodbine didn't do jack shit for David or myself. All right, so yeah, this is gonna. Boy, I can't wait to see these come in now.
I can't wait for my 2 in the last of Saratoga to just scoop everybody up, 15-1.
I mean, it's setting up for you to make one last burst there. Who's riding that horse?
Castellano, baby. Hottest rider at Saratoga right now. Best ROI, at least.
Sure. Are we official? Not official at Monmouth yet. All right. Well, this has been, like you said, Mike, it's been a chalky day. So that's the earnings are down. Are you able to see what the leaderboard looks like for the big one, whatever the feature one is for today?
Yeah, the 15K, the leader's at $45 going into these 2 races.
My goodness.
So it is, and someone had Chalk there who was in second. So they will move to probably $53, and that'll be the lead. I mean, so it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's when you have this type of day where it is just a chalk fest, you're going to get these lower scores. You're just trying to find that one big price that's going to come home later. And so these are interesting tournaments because there are some people that will consistently play just favorites and try and pile those on and have 6-7 winners, and that'll get the job done. There are other people who are going to try and find those long shots, and one of those long shots can beat someone with 6 winners on a day like today. It's the question of whether or not one of those gets in those 10 races, and that's really the key. It's analyzing that specific sequence and seeing how it goes for that specific sequence, and if you can find the one race that produces a price, you're great. If there's 2, then it's just a madhouse.
Yep.
All right, so Monmouth is official. We're just waiting on. I'm going to wait for Woodbine to be official, and then I'll pull the full chart back up here to see. There is definitely some movement. Dr. Tang, we haven't talked about him all day, but Dr. Tang's making an appearance suddenly.
No way.
I'm just happy that he remembered to submit his picks today. That's all.
I always think it's funny. I was getting texts from Mark Elliott talking some smack. He's sitting down there in 23rd right now, currently last week's winner. So I like to see that. If you want to talk a little smack, you got to back it up there, Mark. And right now we're struggling for that one.
Mark.
Right. Come on. Looks like Woodbine's official.
There we go. There's Woodbine. So Feldman and Manu, 1-2. How about that?
Boy, they've been holding it down up there for since I really started paying attention to the tournament today, to the standings. Yeah, we got 2 left here, and we've got some. Well, so we don't have Saratoga as part of the tournament, but we do have Saratoga Race 9 that we are going to be covering here, so we can talk about that in a little bit. But with 2 races left here, Mike, take a look. Who do you think has the best shot? You've got David has Tim Horner covered with the 10. Lots of 7s all over the place there, some 11s. What do you think?
Man, I like the 7 in the last, so I don't mind Tim, who has, if he can get anything out of this 10 at Woodbine, then I like
that. Would be nice to bring it down to the last race.
Yeah, and you have the 7 who I like there. Tang has the 7 too, but he needs something out of the 8 to get there. I don't hate my spot with the 2 winning me the tournament in the last year, as long as I can hold off Mark and Doc, who also have the 2 in that last spot. It's all about going into the last race of a tournament live. And if you can get into that last race with a horse that's live to win it, then it's never a bad position. I'm really quickly thinking of the prices here on these horses. I was 7 to 11 in that race. So I also don't mind Emmanuel's spot here. I mean, if he can get that 11 home, he's going to be tough to beat. So interesting setup here. It sucks to be Amber sitting there in 5th being blocked. That's never fun when you're sitting there with 2 races left and someone above you has both of those horses.
Well, one of the people above her is herself, and that one is not blocked with both the 11 and the 8, which is also what I have in the last 2 here is 11 and 8. Jared, we found out Jared had 7 of my 10 picks. Let's see how Jared's got 11 and 8 as well here. Bree with 11 and 8. Wow. 11 and 8, a very popular combo here in this last last bit, and it's nobody who's up at the top really. So, all right, let's take a look at where we're going back. Saratoga race 9. This is a Mike Somich special. New York breds in for $40,000 claiming tags and maidens, sprinting 5.5 furlongs on the outer turf. Mike, take us through this race. Who'd you like on top?
I mean, look, I put the 5 on top. Eli Dancer. Camillo, when he brings horses here, they've been live so far. He's 5 starters, 1 winner, 2 seconds. It makes sense. You get Irad aboard. When Irad's ridden for him, it's gone pretty well for the 2 of them. So that was where I went on top from a betting the race perspective. From a tournament perspective here, I went to the 6 horse, who I thought I was going to get a little bit better of a price in Sarah's Splendor. This is first time against in the maiden special weight level, first time turf sprinting for Jorge Abreu. It's 19% turf sprinting. So I like the drop and the cutback for a horse that I'm a little concerned because we're not that fast early. So that might be a little bit of a problem, but I thought I'd be able to get a price and hopefully just kind of get some type of number home here.
Aaron, what did you think about this race?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, let's call it. I can't believe I did it, but I gave Cool Cats and Kittens, the 3 horse, one more shot. They dropped this dumb horse last time or 2 races back to the maiden claiming ranks of 40,000, and which is what it is today. And she ran pretty well and only got second, only beat the length and a half. But all right, we're waking up. And then we went to a special weight next. And that went about as well as the debut that was in a special weight went. So I don't know. I like the drop back down. And Clement, obviously a good trainer in these turf sprints. And then we get Flavian Proud aboard, which I thought was an interesting combination. You would think they would ride, or he would ride a lot for Clement, but he really doesn't. Only 10 times in the last year. 3 of those 10 won. And how about this? 10 out of those 10 hit the board. So they're 100% at hitting the board when together. So that's interesting enough for me in a race that, connections may be the determining factor in this thing. There's just not a whole lot in here. I liked Mike's top pick there of the 5 getting on the turf. They tried to get this horse on the turf on debut. Didn't happen. Ran well enough where they thought, well, maybe it's a dirt horse, and she kind of fooled us. Well, she didn't run well. So now we're back where we wanted to be all along. So maybe that happens. Yeah, I mean, it's just a crapshoot at this point for this race. It's crazy.
Yeah, the bombs are still alive here. I singled the 4, who was also the play of the day on Dudes Who Bet Daily to start out the sequence. So I'm 4 by 5 deep here, and I went 2, 3, 5, 6. I thought this was a pretty wide open race, so I wanted to have a little bit of coverage. The first time starter, the 2, was one of those where this field sucks. And Jose Ortiz rode for a barn he's not riding for all that often. Yep. So I just included the 2 because the field's not very good. And I wouldn't be shocked if a first-time starter could kind of jump up and get him. Greg, the 4 is out. So the 4 Creative Cause I was actually interested in the 4 before Lacey Underall scratched out of the race. So don't have to worry about that one. And Manu, I got a shot here. I got a puncher's chance to get a second trophy. So don't start your favorite to close it, man. So if someone snaps up or jumps up and snaps you off, it'll be tough to win.
On this race here at Saratoga, the 8 also is one I put on the top 4. I thought this was interesting. We tried special weight company at a mile. It was terrible. We tried, mile and 16th maiden claimers. It was terrible. Then we dropped in a maiden claimer going 6 furlongs, and the horse ran a lot better. 8-to-1's worth a shot. I mean, we don't have any grandiose ideas about where we're going to send this horse next, but it's just like maybe this is a spot where the 8 can win at a decent price there as well. So it's pick your angle, basically. That's the type of race this is.
Yeah, that'll be the one I'm cursing if it crosses the first finish line, because I was between the 8 and the 2, and I went with the unknown versus the 8. So we'll see how that plays out for me.
And again, when, like I said, if you cross the finish line, the 8 wins, you'll go, wow, I could have had that one. But again, as you're sitting here right now, yeah, you do kind of want one. It's like, well, we don't know that this one sucks yet, So and that's the kind of thing. I understand putting the 2 on the ticket for sure. And you're right. We talk about it sometimes when these Ortiz brothers, when they ride for a barn that they don't usually ride for, and it's a first time starter, that does kind of tip the hand a little bit.
Yeah,
especially you have a Abreu with a horse in here too. We talk on Magic Extra whenever Jorge Abreu has a horse that seems to be live, that Jose Ortiz will be riding. So the fact that Ortiz is on the 2 caught my attention, Mike.
Yeah, that Abreu is a tough one to figure out right now, but when he's turf sprinting, generally it's a pretty good thing. I use the 6 here. I'm surprised Franco is up because Franco is not one that Abreu generally taps on the shoulder, but they are 16% in the last 2 years, so you can't hate on it too much. But yeah, if Ortiz was on that 6, I probably would have liked Sarah's Splendor even more. But it feels like we've had horses like this. It just the random first-time starter that has Castellano or Ortiz up win once every other day. I mean, yesterday it happened with Castellano up, I believe it was, the 2 horse that won at 34-1. It just, you feel like that when these 2 specific jockeys get a first-time starter in a terrible maiden claiming field, you got to respect it because they can jump up. And I realize that, Gary Siaka, not the best first-time out, 0 for 17, but he is one of those guys that like, when his horses are ready, they do run decently well, and he's 10% for the year. So I'm hoping that calling up Jose Ortiz means this horse is ready.
Well, let's face it, guys with bad percentages, whether it be specialized thing or just overall, these are the type of races they do win, right? Like, they're not going to win graded stakes, but this is a race where, hey, we just got a few horses on the backside that met this qualification, and we threw them in there, and it's like, oh, hopefully they run well, I think anybody that's been around trainers, when they get down to this level, they're just hoping, right? Yep. I mean, sure, they have a plan, but at the end of the day, they're just like, well, we're just trying to get this horse, in the winner's circle any way we can, and we're gonna try some different things here and see what happens.
We got JW chiming in here, likes the 7 as a long shot. Ace up her sleeve here, second off the layoff for Steve Collaris. I couldn't get to this one. I can see why you think this one's going to take a step forward on the turf. The breeding says that the turf sprinting should be good for it, but it needs to be a pretty monster step forward. And we did face this level last time out, although it was on the dirt.
Yeah, that's the key. It's all about the breeding, and if you think this horse can handle it. Did have a couple of turf works. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. It's just really a guess, but again, that's what you're doing. You're kind of just making your best guess of what's going to move these horses up today.
Yeah, the horse I almost used underneath that I thought was a bomb of a price was actually the 9 horse One Journey. It's a first-time starter for Carlos Martin, who's 15% first time out. And specifically when he starts horses in the maiden claiming level, he's 20% with a $4.31 ROI. Also not terrible turf sprint, or he's not great turf sprinting. He's just 4% is one of the main reasons I left him off here. Also not a huge unified first time out guy. So there's a little issues there, but I thought, again, in a bad field, taking someone like the 9 as an underneath price, I don't think hurts you at all.
Well, the old ROI will shoot up if the 9 wins this race at 31-1, right? He's going to have a much better ROI than before. And again, like you said, it's like, not a unified guy. Well, this is the type of race a unified firster can win.
Yep.
He's not running in the maiden special weights tomorrow. Let's put it that way.
It's one of those races where, okay, if it's not the 3 or the 5, shake up the hat, pull a number out. I mean, it could be a lot of different horses. Right now, Smoking Hot Kitty taking a little bit of play on the inside as well. I haven't talked about that one. 7-2 on the rail. Did you consider Smoking Hot Kitty at all?
Yeah, I have that horse in third. It was just kind of one of those. I didn't think the horse looked quite as good as the 3 and the 5 on paper, but you're coming first off the claim now to Linda Rice, and it's certainly a horse that has shown a little bit more than the rest of these for sure, other than the 3 and 5 that you mentioned. Got to the maiden claiming level last time out, didn't run too bad. This will be the shortest the horse has ever traveled, so that's going to be the big question. Did go 6 furlongs and didn't run that well, but it was a lot tougher class. Now to 5.5. I think the key is this horse has never had any speed. Now we're going even shorter. Does Linda Rice somehow get this horse to sit a little closer, right?
Well, that post isn't wonderful either. I mean, you can get in a lot of trouble from that one post turf sprinting. So you got to hope that you're able to work a little bit of trip out, especially for a horse who can't go to the lead. I mean, you don't have any tactical speed, as you mentioned on the 1. So if you really don't want to get shuffled back and be 9th or 10th in this field going around that one turn.
No, that's definitely true. Trip, all things being equal, if these horses run kind of how they look, the trip and the rides will make the difference. I mean, they look a lot alike, and so that's going to be a big key to it for sure. Hopefully, if you're betting the 1, you get out of the gate well, and then you sit in the pocket about 4th or 5th instead of last, where she usually is. So, they're getting on the turf. Exciting Saratoga 9th today.
If you bet the 5, you're the 2-1 favorite here. You're just expecting this horse to go gate to wire, right? Based off of the way that horse ran on debut at this level.
I would think.
Yeah, especially with the trainer too. I mean, Jose Quinmero says he's a speed trainer. He tries to get his horses to be very, very fast early, and so I would expect this is a gate to wire shot with Irad up.
And guys, the fun thing about racing, I always try to tell people, is this is not a great field, but we've sat here for 10 minutes and just rattled off all kinds of stuff trying to figure out this puzzle. It's a puzzle no matter what class of race is, what surface, where they're running. It's still fun to try to figure it out sometimes.
This is more like Bankit 2-1 was a nice price. This is a more fun race than that Bankit race, even though those horses were significantly better than anything that will come out of this. This one to me is more fun to talk about because you have a more random outcome here because of the level of the horse. And there's a lot of different ways and different angles you can go after. I like Eli Dancer on top. I probably wouldn't bet this horse at 2-1 though. I wouldn't bet the 3 at 3-1. I would probably lean toward the 6 at 8-1 or the 2 at 11-1. I think those are the better prices from a long-term profitable angle.
Yeah, and this is definitely the race. Like sometimes you're in a race, you got a strong opinion. It's like, well, say you really love that 5. Well, yeah, sure, I'll bet it at 2-1. But this is the type where it's like, yeah, I think the 5's the most likely winner. Let's shop around though. I'm not married to this 5 whatsoever. And nobody should really be 2-1 in this field. So I get it.
A $1 double, 2-2, paying $207 right now.
Well, if it was $222, I'd play it, but
just a little short for Aaron there.
That's right, 207, not good for me. Who's off? What? Oh, the 9. The 9 doesn't have the rider on.
First time starter, Cancel up for Carlos Martin.
Yeah.
Well, Cancel trying to get up.
Yeah,
there he goes.
38-1 going in there, causing some trouble.
Here's the big Miami Hurricane horse. I like the silks there. The 10.
Oh, nice.
I would bet that. I like the McCain. Oh,
I know. You're Canes guy. Go put it in quick. Hurry.
It says green and orange horseshoe
21-1
as a description for the silks. Green and orange horseshoe. Why doesn't it just say the U? Like just put a little U. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know.
We don't need this fake description.
Yeah. That's not a horseshoe, folks. Good break for the 3 and the good break for the 5. So there you go.
2 is in dead last. Not what we're looking for from a first-time starter here.
We talked about the 1, and look, under Linda Rice
here,
it's sitting a little bit closer. So we shall see the
There goes your Miami Hurricanes
horse. The Hurricane horse.
Yeah, Lola. Trying to get it done for the U. I mean, this 5.
Irad took back slightly and pulled out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going quick for this level 2. 22-2 is not exactly dawdling out there up front.
The 3 and 5 certainly are in the catbird seat.
3's got a nice trip. If it doesn't get, Flavian's going to get stuck again. Irad rode that perfectly. He made sure the 3 had zero room for that entire turn.
So Irad's gone, but now he kicked in. There you go. Here comes your 1.
Here comes Linda Rice horse. Linda
Rice said, "Wake up!"
Look at Irad just all over the place.
It's run straight. Come on. God damn it.
Wow.
You
didn't have the 1?
My God. Irad had that horse left, right, 6 ways, sideways.
No, and the horse needed to go 5 furlongs, not 5.5.
That horse went 7 furlongs. Did you see all the weaving?
Jeez.
Go to Kentucky Downs with that horse. Shit.
That's certainly just a new trainer getting a horse to do something a little bit different than what she had done. The horse had closed in all those other races, but was way far back, and now we're going shorter than ever, and she was able to get that horse to sit closer, and there it is.
And that race 2 back has been not wonderful either. That Silken Dollar race. I remember that when I was at Lone Star for that race. It's one of the reasons I didn't use the 1 there. But that was it's an interesting turnaround there from the 1.
Well, that's to say the least.
Well, the 11 Galley had also eligible, getting in there for 3rd. Nice, 16-1.
I think you can stop playing Cool Cats and Kittens there, Aaron. I think we're done with the 3 now for a while.
Yeah, I think Cool Cats and Kittens and Carol Baskin's husband are all about the same right now.
That's a good.
At least to me.
That wasn't a terrible. I mean, that was a terrible ride. I mean, Irad kept the 3 pinned the entire turn when Flavian was trying to get going. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think
I
it
would
matters.
discount the 3 off of that. Just try and get a different jockey aboard.
It's like I told, oh gosh, can't remember his name now. Some guy was bitching about the ride Johnny V gave Joseph O'Brien's horse on Saturday, I think in the opener at Saratoga, finished second and got beat. And, he's got beat on square. He's like, he could have rode him harder. I said, well, the problem is Johnny can't jump off, put him up on his shoulders and carry him, And so the 11 turned for home and, Flavian couldn't jump off and put him on his shoulders. That was the problem.
Well, I would also say the problem is the 3 is just not good. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
None of these horses are good.
He had every chance in the lane once he got room. He got room. He
I fell out of my chair when you said that. That's exactly what I meant.
I don't know what the hell you mean when you carry the horse home. Because Flavian's smaller than the horse, he could spit through the hole that Irad was trying to give him there. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I need another drink.
We should do this more often.
God, stupid one horse, man. God, it pisses me off.
Ugh. Oh. You know what they say.
What's that?
I was hoping you knew and would chime in with it.
Well, sure. Honestly, Lascano rode a very good ride in the one horse to start out the pick 6 sequence, too. It was Eloquist, I think it was.
Yep.
Did a good job of going to the lead there, middle of that race, and just holding everyone off.
Yeah.
That's the second solid ride from Lascano today. Should we just talk about we got what? Wait a second. Oh. Hold on. Wait for it.
Okay.
I can't. ESPN does not prioritize preseason football enough. Yeah, Detroit Atlanta kicks off in 15 minutes, Magic.
Ooh.
Are you going to be watching this game?
No.
Oh, geez.
Why?
I bet Detroit. I took your boys tonight.
Why?
Why? Well, that's an interesting question you asked. Because Marcus Mariota is terrible, and they have a backup quarterback that's a rookie out of Cincinnati that's going to be awful in his first start. And we get a full quarter of Jared Goff and his wonderful play.
Okay.
No faith at all. All right, let's head over to Woodbine
It's
here.
preseason. Why do I give a shit? It's
Preseason.
preseason. I'll watch it on Hard Knocks next week. That's what I'll watch.
Preseason's great.
I'd rather spend an hour watching Hard Knocks than 30 seconds watching the actual Detroit Lions preseason.
Put $20 on it, and then you watch the whole game.
No.
All right, we're on the track here for Woodbine's 10th, the second to last tournament race. So it's time to get moving and grooving here. If you're anywhere down on the leaderboard, I'm one of 2 people with the 6. I kind of like that shot. Up top, we got Dave Feldman and Manu sitting with the 10 and the 7. Aaron, where'd you go here? Tell us the angle behind your horse that you liked here at Woodbine.
The horse here at Woodbine. Let's see. Cetabello. Let's see if I can make something up real quick here. Let me pull up my Woodbine past performances.
I actually didn't hate this horse.
Yeah, I almost used this horse.
It's a layoff. That's a problem. But debuted last year on August 1st and got second, only beaten 3/4 of a length. Should improve today. Same distance as that race. Didn't get out of the gate very well and still hustled up there to get that second place. Connections are pretty solid. 5-1. Let's take a shot. Let's just take a swing, boys. Let's see what happens.
Well, I love that they did the horse that he beat for second by a head, Kodiak Mamba, a year ago, is still back in this race at the same level. Like horse is still mid, still kicking around, still kicking around. Mike, where did you
appreciate the slander on my pick, Magic?
Did you go pick Kodiak Mamba?
I did. Kodiak Mamba, by the way, 20-1 on the morning line, sitting at 7-1 on the board. So this horse is catching some serious steam here at Woodbine. Yeah, I took Kodiak Mamba first off the claim out of the Gary Barber barn. Yes, a year ago this horse was a maiden, but he spent that year in Florida against better horses. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this trainer's name. 24%, 30% off the claim. I'm going to take a little bit of a swing here. I thought I was going to get a heck of a lot better price at 7-1, to be fair. I thought this horse was going to be closer to 20-1. I thought that was one of the reasons I used it, because I thought this was a wide open race.
Aaron, how do you pronounce the trainer's name? I'll give you Zelko. Jelko is the first name. How do you say the last name?
What horse are we talking about?
The sixth horse, Kodiak Mamba.
There's just not enough vowels in that last name for me to be able to pronounce it.
I have no idea.
Four consonants before you get to the first vowel. That's it's a
Kirkmar?
new one. Kirkmar?
Kirkmore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Zelko Kirkmar? I can see that.
Sure.
Yeah, well, Zelko Kirkmar is 11 for 46 at 24% up there and 30% off the claim. This is second off the layoff, second later in the 4-year-old season. If there ever was a time we're going to get it done, it is now for Kodiak Mamba.
Where's Gur Lions at, Magic?
Ireland
No.
and France. Sorry.
What if this thing comes up snake eyes these last two races? Do I win?
No.
No?
I think Mark Elliott wins if it goes 2-2.
No,
you're
snake eyes. 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah, you win.
Okay, I'm still alive. That's
Sorry.
all I'm.
Somebody needs to explain to the guy that lived in Vegas for half a decade what snake eyes means.
Well, I thought of 2 when he said snake eyes. So
Oh.
snake eyes is 2. So 2-2. Right. 2-1 is not snake eyes. But I can see what you're saying. Snake eyes is both ice or 1. I was thinking it says 2-2 because snake eyes is actually 2 on a craps table.
So if this comes in snake eyes, am I going to win this thing or what?
No, Mark Elliott will. He's got the 2 in the next 2 races.
Oh my God! If this thing comes back 1-1, am I going to win this thing or what?
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
I mean, 10-1 on the one in the last, and you are one of just 2 people with him, and you will pass Chansey. So you're still alive here.
Yeah, Chansey, look out.
How you doing, Magic?
I'm glad I showed up today.
I like that Jared's like, I might be able to make it. I guarantee you, if he was in the lead, he would be here.
Oh, totally.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Well, since he's not here, I'll talk about the pick that he shadowed that I made. The 11, Nepomuceno. Mike, I was going to try and make you pronounce that, but I won't. Somehow is the favorite here at 7-2. Didn't see this coming. Horse was 8-1 on the morning line. Was actually at the 40K level at Gulfstream Park. Got the claim was voided. Bring it back up here. For me, this horse I think could go gate to wire. The horse potentially could go 7 furlongs. I just think Justin Stein is going to go and make him catch him in the stretch. That's the one reason I went with this horse. 7-2. Did not want this horse. I liked him at 8-1.
Yeah, this is your burner. I mean, it's going to have the lead. The question of whether or not we're going to be able to hold it, right? The 7 furlongs.
Yeah, how long does that lead last?
Yeah, exactly. 7 furlongs was my concern here. If this was 5, I think the 11's a definitely a live horse. But going 7, it's a little tougher.
What about the 9 horse? Debuted on, has only ever run it 2 turns up until now. Had a chance on synthetic at Gulfstream Park. 2 back to almost get the job, and even 3 back a little bit. I know you followed the Gulfstream Park circuit, Mike. Do you know the 9 well enough to say this is a bad play?
I mean, like the race 2 back over synthetic was good enough to get me interested. And that last race at Gulfstream wasn't terrible. The question is, how is this horse going to be able to handle 1 turn? If they burn up front, Stolen Money's got a legit shot at coming running. We'll see, what's the price right now? 20-1. Look, 20-1. I would much rather have the 9 than my 6 at 9-1. But we'll see how this plays out because that 20-1 price is a pretty nice number.
We should have asked the expert on the Racing Dudes expert on pronunciations. Manu says, I kid you not, it's pronounced Krochmar. Zelko Krochmar. All right. There you go. Aaron, I'm surprised you didn't remember that.
And Aaron chalking out here with the 7-2 favorite.
Yeah. My gosh, Aaron. Ugh.
Well, I'm sorry.
All right, we are all loaded up.
You're supposed to go chalk earlier in the sequence here.
Exactly. Here comes the bomb.
David Feldman and Tim Horner both have the 10.
8-1.
Bound.
Let's see. The 8 and the 5, what kind of price we can get on those? The 8 and the 5 would take it up big time. 14-1 on the, or 15-1 now on the 5, 13-1 on the 8. So Kevin, Doc, and Lori all can shake it up here with a winner of a price. Nick Seaver's sitting there with the 5 as well at a bomb number. Got a lot of horses covered here in this 11-horse field.
I was just going to say, I was trying to figure out who's not covered.
4? I think that's it, right? 3 and 4, both not covered.
How is this horse 3-1?
Correct, yeah.
I have no idea. I have no clue how this one is 3-1.
Then he missed the break. What a bastard.
There
go,
goes
Burner,
Magic.
go. Go, Burner, go.
There goes Magic's 11 and the Snake Eyes horse, the 2 horse, 3 mile limit, sitting there in second.
All right, slow it down, Justin. Slow down. Hit the brakes.
Just caught that, jackass. Come on now, one. Don't slow down, 11. Blaze.
I like the spot.
I want the one to
six
win
here.
just to spite. Like,
Kodiak Mama, look at the good spot right there, sitting in between horses.
Some of y'all quit running. Quit running, y'all. Let's go.
Don't worry, the 11 will quit pretty soon for you.
I think the 11's already kind of quit. They're slowly creeping up a little bit.
They went pretty slow. I mean, 23-1 is pretty slow here for 7 furlongs.
Yeah, but Justin's trying to get him going, and he's not really moving. Come on.
Who's on this one? Good Lord.
One is trapped.
Sahin Ceviche.
Well,
Come on, 11. Open up, 11. Come on.
Who's on the outside? The 8. We are rolling
on,
down the middle.
We're going to kill
Come on, 11. Yeah, 11's dead. All right,
The,
bye,
11,
11.
the 10 and the 8 coming hard. This is going to be the 10.
Yep.
Dixie Bound going to get the job done. Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Yep, Dixie Bound got it.
Then that's going to be good for your first and third place. The 3-horse Ballantine coming up, and that secured it for the 10 because now there's nobody that had the 3, so nobody's getting close to you.
And that is
Doc had the 8.
That's going to be a big place number for that 10 too. So that's really going to create some separation for the two of them. That probably means my damn 2 horse is going to win.
Sorry, Doc was the only horse. Kevin Olsen. Kevin and Doc both had the 8. They got caught there late. That had to hurt. Oof.
Man. Okay, let's go back and look at this 10.
6. Wow. Where's the 11? Oh, there's the 11. Okay.
Yeah, that 10 makes a ton of sense. You could totally play that 10 in this spot. Dropping down, cutting back to 7.5 after going long and not running as well as it did first time out. It was a good pick. Good pick on the 10.
Good job. You did it. What? What's so funny?
Well, that's gonna. I agree with Shotty here. That's gonna lock up the top 2 here. It's gonna be tough for anyone to catch up unless you got an absolute bomb in the last year from Saratoga.
Well, listen, it's 6 versus 7 to win this thing.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Horner and David Feldman, 6 versus 7 for the win.
Let's see, 3, 11, 8.
A 5-1 versus a 10-1. Luis Saez versus Dylan Davis. Who do you want your hopes and dreams riding on more?
Bree may actually be able to make a run here from the 6th spot with that 3-horse too. That 3's 15-1 on the board right now. So that's a $45 horse.
Yeah. Right
in there. So that the 3 could still shake things up. I don't know. Let's see the price on the 4. 4's 5-1. Does anyone have the 9 or the 10?
The 9, Dr. Miranda does, but she's a ways behind the top 2 there.
The 9 could probably do it too, because that would be a $64 horse. So I would say the 9 or the 3 are the shakeups, or else it's between the 6 and the 7 to get the job done here. Take all the money.
Who did Dr. Miranda pick to win the million, Magic?
Oh, geez. Wait a minute. Santine.
Okay.
I had to think about it.
Who did Colson pick?
Colson's on Santine too.
Sounds like it.
Went over the track. Okay. Oh God, I'm not even going to bring up that card tomorrow. Yeah, went over the track. What did you think of the Delmar card today, Aaron? You still have Delmar yet to start the first race. Both got picks up for that one. I'm semi excited for the late pick 5. The early part of that card is a little odd.
Little what?
I said little odd.
Oh, I thought you said a little and then you paused. Yeah, it's a typical Friday Delmar card. They're usually a little bit odd, like you said. I think that was pretty well put. I think it's going to be a lot like Saratoga. It looks a little chalky early, and I think late part of it's going to get a little weird. 7th race is kind of funky. You got the stakes in there, but these other ones I think are kind of wide open. It's a good 8-race card. Delmar hasn't really had what you would call a bad betting card yet, right? It's been pretty solid. They've got pretty good fields and pretty good races. We'll see if the big wham can get it done. I really like the 6-horse in that 7th race for Diodoro.
Good pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that horse should be pretty tough. So if you can go short in those 2 races, kind of spread around in some of those other ones, I really think that 8th race is going to be a pretty pretty wide open one. I like the 4. That's like 12-1. I think the 5 is 6-1 in that spot, and the 9. So
I went 4 deep and didn't use any of those horses.
You did not use the 4, the 5, or the 9. Not 8th at Del Mar.
No, not in the last. I went 6, 10, 2, 8.
The 6 is my other horse.
All right, there you go. We got a little bit of overlap. I agree with you, by the way. I think the 7th race, if you narrow down to the 3 and the 9, or I'm sorry, the 3 and the 6, who I think are the 2 standouts there, you got a good shot. And you mentioned the 6 horse from Diodoro. He has been killing the Ship and Win program. Just absolutely is destroying it. So anytime he is taking horses out of specifically New York or Kentucky and bringing them over, respect them. They are running very, very well right now.
Yeah. Tim Horner, he's chiming in, man.
I like it.
Refresh the page, Magic. Let's see where he's at.
Sitting in second.
It's still not it's not official yet, is it?
Yeah, Woodbine is slow. Molasses up there in Canada.
Oh my God.
Listen, they got to do the conversions, right?
We did find out they take only American dollar bets at Woodbine, which is wild to me.
What?
Yeah. It's American money in Woodbine to be able to play the same pools as the U.S. Look at that. Mind blown up there from Aaron. We asked this question because we had a question about it at Magic Mike Show.
Speaking of Woodbine, Queen's Plate is next weekend. Cool. Everybody's excited, I know.
Real neato.
Just for that, I'm going to make you do the preview.
Like
yeah, that's
give Aaron all the Woodbine previews next weekend.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Oh,
and they're all gonna be Sunday Woodbine, so that you can have your later in the week previews.
Yeah, you know I hate.
All right, Woodbine's official.
There we go. Hit that refresh button.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much a 2-horse race for the win there.
Yeah.
Miranda and Bree are both within striking distance with a 3 or the 9. Other than that, it's 6 or 7. I'm not going to get the price I need on the 2.
So if it comes up 1, where do I finish?
That's not Snake Eyes. Just saying, you can't say if it came up Snake Eyes right now.
Oh, I loathe these tournaments so much.
If it came up 1 here, I don't know what you'd probably finish 4th, right? 5th?
Oh, that'd be good.
Because you're at $5, that's going to pay $30. You'd be 35. Yeah, 4th or 5th.
Yeah, he should be 3rd or 4th. Yeah.
Is there any way Feldman or Horner or Manu could lose money on this race?
Well, I mean, no, they cannot lose any money on this race. It's already in the books, buddy.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Just checking.
Just checking it out. Well, this race should be another interesting one.
What do we got time-wise here?
12 minutes.
Excellent. Are we going to stick around for the last, or are we going to take off and let the last one go?
That's up to Magic, purely.
It's up to you guys. I don't care.
Well, I feel like we're cheating these winners if we don't stick around.
All right, we'll stick around to last. I do have to take a bathroom break, so I'll be right back. You and Magic can talk about the Lions game, which just kicked off.
Okay.
We can talk about how to fix AEW. How about that?
Well, yeah, let's talk about that.
First off, Punk's back. Almost. Is he back? I think he'll be back for the pay-per-view.
Punk is back. Yes, Punk is back. I think he'll be back for the pay-per-view. Yeah, but other than that, like maybe just not put Jericho on as much, and Moxley, which will be tough because he's a champion, and the Young Bucks, which will be tough because they'll probably be the 6-man tag. So there's a lot to fix, and I don't think we can do it in one show here, Magic.
No. But here's the first fix. Hire a competent booker. There's your first fix.
Yeah, he needs help. He needs help bad. And he's doing a good job for a one-man trying to book 2, companies, but he needs help.
Yeah.
I actually heard that like he's starting to lose his mind a little bit.
I started listening to that episode, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see.
All right, let's talk about Naira now, since I don't want to hear anything about AEW racing or wrestling. All right, we got one more left here at Saratoga. Aaron, who'd you like in this spot?
Yeah, here we go. Saratoga. Let's end this thing. I think it's a good price on this 8 horse. I didn't put him for the tournament, but in real life here, I kind of think this 8's interesting at 5-1. The 11 is the deserving favorite for sure, but the 8 is coming off a win last time out, and ran a speed figure to me that can win in the spot. Wasn't awful before that win, I didn't think. Just couldn't quite get the job done and finish it, but did get the job done and finished it last time. Listen, 5-1. I don't love playing first time against winners, but you won by 3 in that maiden. You kind of put it all together. I'm not so sure the 8 can't do pretty well here at 5-1.
The 8 was my pick. It was Shadi's one of her picks there, the one that's sitting there in 4th. So she has a really good shot at getting 3rd here. She definitely will get 3rd if this horse gets 1st or 2nd. I agree with the points you make. Flavien Pratz has had 2 really good rides on this horse. So, the fact that we came within a length of winning it 2 back, and then was a very, not just close, but a 3-length winner last time out, kind of pushed me over the edge here for this one. Mike, what about you?
I'm shocked that the 11 is sitting at 7 is sitting at 11-1 right now. I mean, that is a wild price on the 7 to me. That was my top pick in this race. I'm going to bet the 7 to win if we hold anywhere near 11-1. Broke its maiden technically here at Saratoga. Did break its maiden at Saratoga, but was placed 1st through disqualification, which is something I don't love. Then the horse came back and ran 2nd, first time against winners at Aqueduct. Now we're returning to Saratoga, where the horse has had success. Logical spot for this horse to take a pretty big step forward here. First time out really as a 3-year-old. I mean, I guess it's 2nd because you can say April was late enough in the year. But this is a shot where I would expect the 7 to take a big step forward here. Dylan Davis has been getting good mounts from Clement, something that we've talked about on the Magic Mike show before. And the fact that you don't have Rosario in this race the fact that Rosario's on his other horse, which is Shizamiya, who is the better of the 2 Clements, but 5-2 seems wild to me. So I like this 7 at 11-1. I think that's a crazy price.
I mean, all good points. Let's see. We got David Feldman. He has the 6 horse sitting there in the lead. Classic Lynn is 5-1 right now. The horse is taking a class drop here, right? Broke the maiden, went straight into a stakes that was on dirt in the slop, didn't handle it. Returns from the layoff last out in over this course in a New York bred stakes race. So, Aaron, why do you think, looking at this 6, what stands out to you about this horse other than the class drop?
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. You're coming out of a stakes, and now you're running here. It's Sharp, I think, has 2 horses in this race. He also has the 1. Luis Saez gets on this one, so that's kind of a sign that horse is the better of the 2 that he has. Got beat last time out by a couple of horses that were in here, though. And I'm not sure. Maybe the cut back to a mile helps this horse a little bit. I was not in love with this one. So, but listen, he's winning the tournament and I'm in last. So, take that for what it is. I didn't love the 6 in this spot. I had the 7 above the 6 in the spot. So,
yeah, the key with the 6 is Saez, right? I mean, that's what makes you feel good about having this horse. And you're hoping that Saez can get the job done. What about the 4? Sinfully Sweet here, 10-1 in the morning line, taking money down to 9-2 right now. And when you look at the horse, this one's that kind of sneaky. I mean, first time against winners, but this horse is coming out that Silken Dollar race, won its next start out, Sinfully Sweet. The winner of the race, last race specifically, also came out of that Silken Dollar race 2 backs. You start to have a key race 2 backs setting up that this one came out of, took a nice step forward, and is probably your fastest horse in this field. I would expect is going to get the lead coming out of sprints, stretching out to a mile and a 16th here. So any interest in the 4 trying to wire this bunch?
It's a tough one because how will the horse stretch out? That's question number 1. And I like Mark Casse horses. You guys can guess as good as me as far as how are his horses going to run. Sometimes they show up and run huge. Sometimes it's like, why did I back this horse at Saratoga? Like you just never know up here. So I do think the horse gets the lead, Somich. I agree with that. And I don't know, like, where's the other speed? Maybe the 3 can kind of get up there and push. The 5, maybe the 6 is up there a little ways, but the 4 does look faster, and so that could make the horse dangerous. And like you said, another one facing winners for the first time, but at least he won, and he won easy in that race, and he won over this course.
Can I make my case for the 2-horse? Sit down the board at 15-1. Who's my pick in here?
I mean, we need to fill time, so I don't see why not.
Well, in that case, now that you've really hyped me up to do it, Aaron. Okay, Fistful of Dice. Second off the layoff, owned by Bentley Combs. If you go, so this is one of those where the last 2 races are wildly dirty on the form. So that last breaks his maiden 3 back, comes back at Churchill Downs. The jockey pulls the horse up. He's vanned off. We take a long layoff. First off that long layoff, literally a 9-month layoff, come back at a $91,000 allowance at Saratoga. The horse gets absolutely buried on the rail. If you go back and you watch this race, he's sitting, has a good spot, and then just gets destroyed down the lane. Never has really a chance to win. Now we get second off the layoff. Second is a 4-year-old. Second off a long layoff. Second is a 4-year-old. And we get Castellano in the irons coming back, riding back off that tough trip. I think the 2 at 15-1 is very sneaky here.
Fistful of Dice.
Snake eyes, baby.
Snake eyes. You just stole it from me. That's what I was going to do. I was going to say, hopefully it doesn't come up snake eyes.
Hopefully it does. Snake eyes is the 2.
Did we talk about the 3 before this gets off the rails again? I know that Nick Feldman, in the chat. So not in the tournament, give me the 3 the first time. Irad riding for Clisaris has 2 wins versus Open Company, and that's the reason I bring the horse up. This is non-winners of one other than Allowance Company, and this horse is 3 for 9 in her career. Irad's picking up the mount for the first time. So, Mike, did that catch your attention at all and make you consider the 3?
I had the 3 on my now defunct Pick 5 ticket. There's enough here to like, and people will point to the 2 state-bred allowances and say, well, we weren't competitive at this level. Yeah, well, we didn't have iRoad board, right? So there's the reason I'm willing to give a pass in those 2 spots. The races against Open Company, both at 7 furlongs last time out and 6 furlongs 2 back, make it competitive. The biggest issue to me is the distance, not the class. I mean, this is the first time we're going to be going that mile. No successful races at 2 turns, really. I'm sorry, mile once at Saratoga. That didn't end well. Ended up running 6th. When a mile and 16th ended up finishing 8th there. So the 2-turn races are, to me, the bigger key for the 3 than the level. But Irad picks up the mount coming off the claim. I don't hate it here, and you're getting 11-1. I mean, you don't get Irad at 11-1 often on a horse that's semi-logical.
Can I make a case for the 2 now?
Yeah.
The 2 causes a pick 6 carryover. I think that's a good case for the 2 because I'd love to have that going into tomorrow, big Saturday.
Snake eyes.
Exactly. Snake eyes for the 2. Come on, let's go. Carryover.
I would be excited about a carryover since my pick 6 ticket is now defunct after that freaking single with Bank on Anna.
Yeah. Who doesn't get excited for a carryover? Magic, probably. But other than that,
I don't know if you get excited for anything right now, Aaron. You're.
What do you mean?
Just had a nice drop in the Detroit games. Don't worry, your receivers are in mid-season form there, Magic.
Well, listen, and you ask why I don't care.
Colson is pissed in the background too.
You must have the Lions game up.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
Can you at least put your golf jersey on there, Magic? Come on.
Yeah.
Is he playing? He was playing for a little bit.
What, Magic? I'm sorry.
You said Goff was playing tonight?
Yeah, Goff's playing the first 2 series, supposedly. I mean, the big edge here is the Lions' offensive line should absolutely dominate this Falcons' defensive line. In a preseason game where you're not going to throw the ball that much early downs, like the Lions should be able to run all over the Falcons. That's the.
Have you guys been watching? What is it called? Hard Knocks.
I've not seen the 1 episode. No.
Okay. I don't know if you guys were Hard Knocks watchers or not. I love it anyway. So the fact that it was the Lions, I was like, I was already going to watch it anyways, but I was excited about it. It was good. It's edited to be reality TV style, but it's good. Aaron, what did you guys talk about on Blinkers Off last night as they go to the gate here?
I can't even remember.
I still cannot believe that the 7's going to go off at 11-1 here. I'm playing a 7-2 exact and see if we can just blow this puppy up.
I literally zoned out the whole Blinkers Off last night. I have no idea what we talked about. I don't know who he picked. Nothing.
A trip to Boston really screwed you up, didn't it?
Yeah, this is the lowest level energy Aaron I've seen in a very long time.
Can you go back there and find the old Aaron and trade places with him?
Fenway got him.
They didn't even win. Like, it's not like you were celebrating a victory. They got their asses beat by the Braves.
Magic. I don't care about Boston Red Sox baseball.
That was your problem.
Or
Yeah, see.
honestly, I used to be a Braves fan, and I've seen the Braves live a lot. I've never seen the Braves lose live and in person.
They should hire you, man.
I know.
I'm really glad that you made the Boston Red Sox your best bet that day, knowing that now.
Well, the odds weren't there, or I would have.
Hey, Martin, we do this tournament every 2 weeks. So every other Friday, we have a Racing Dude subscriber tournament, $150 added to the prize pool for whoever finishes first or beats the dude. So it's a fun little time here.
Along with cash.
Martin.
You see the cash prizes there, too.
Good to see you, Martin. I'll tell Papa Dude you chimed in.
So Papa Dude's alive?
Papa Dude is alive. Yeah, he's driving.
Right,
off we go.
It's good to hear. We were worried about him for a minute there. Whoa, the 9 blitzed out there.
Where's the 8 at?
Kendrick Carmouche said, go, go, go.
8 sitting mid-pack. The 12 is getting a trip here. Right out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Whoa! Who was that with him? The 5.
Why did the 5 go? Like, the 5 wasn't that close. The 5 just followed. It was like, oh, I guess we're going to do this.
Get outside.
After we praised Lascano. We're going way wide. I can't believe the 9 is actually 25-1. This is another one where it floated up way up from the morning line at 12-1.
If this horse goes gate to wire, Miranda wins the tournament.
Yes, that's correct. You got the 3, Theodore Grace sitting there in the 4th spot. The 7, Waterville outside in 5th. The 6th, Classic.
Feldman 6 is sitting nice.
Yeah, the Classic Lynn, who's Dave needs to get close out this tournament, sitting nice there as well.
It's going to get interesting.
I like the 8 because Pratt had the horse nice and close the last 2 races, and it did a good job. So I'm glad to see that the 8 is almost at the rear.
No, Flavian's
Good
killing
job, Flavian.
Man.
My God.
All right, here comes the 7 and the 2 a little bit.
I guess Magic and Flavian got a divorce.
If you watched Magic Mike,
we had a divorce on the Magic Mike show. We had a full public divorce and everything.
I think Miranda's going to win.
Come on, buddy.
Come on, Miranda.
Oh no, it's going to get caught.
Come on, 7. Come on, 7.
Come on, 9. Come on, 9. Come on, 9.
Come on, 8. Go 8. Go 8. Go 8. 7. 8. Oh.
I think that went 3-8. I think that went 3-8. Holy cow. Shit. What a finish. I'm so glad we stayed for this.
That was an unbelievable finish to this thing.
The 3 may win it for Bree. Is this going to go 3?
It's going to go 3-8.
3-8 and 7-2 for the Super?
No, I thought the 9 got in the photo still. 3-8-7-9.
Oh,
3-8-7-9.
Who got second is the question.
I thought the 8.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
This really makes me salty about this pick 5.
Oh, my goodness.
We had the 3 and the 8 in that sucker. Ugh. I read it 13-1 is wild at Saratoga. So Bree is going to get $32, putting her at 50.
No.
55.40. She needs a $12 place.
She's going to be short, I'm afraid.
I don't think she is. I think she's going to get $12 to place on this horse. With the 8 in second.
What do the pools look like?
I think she's going to get $12 to place on this horse. Man, that freaking try. Oh.
Look at this. This is a terrible comment right here. Tim had the 7 to qualify for NHC too.
I bet
Tim,
the 7 to win.
Dude.
Yeah, man, I wish that 7 got up for you.
Tim,
I thought the 7 had a legit shot too.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, Tim, I thought the 7 was going to win the race about halfway down the stretch.
Oh. 11-1 was a wild price on that horse. I'm shocked the 7 went off at 11-1.
Wow.
That's twice in this tournament. The tournament races that I rode a horse that was better odds than it probably should have been and got it to win. Did that with that Chad Brown horse earlier.
I rad or Flavian Pratt, Magic. Who you like?
Well, who got the win there? I'm sorry, we pick winners on Magic Mike Show, so Flavian, you can go sleep with the fishes. I don't know.
Hold on a second. Wow. Yeah, it's been brutal, man. And to think he made this in.
Swing! Swing! Tent pole!
Wow.
Listen, sometimes you make mistakes in previous relationships, okay?
13-1 on IRAD. By the way, the Lions are already up 7-0.
Well, sure.
Just throwing it out there, buddy.
The year that they went 0-16, they went 4-0 in the preseason. So ask me again, do I care about the preseason and how they do? No. Doesn't mean jack shit for the Lions.
Wow. I'm so anxious for these payouts.
I am too. This is gonna be very close. I think she.
If the second gets the photo for second, Tim wins this, right?
Man. Oh yeah.
Not that I'm rooting against David Feldman. I just rooting for a fun finish to this.
I mean, that makes it more interesting because Tim's cashing some place money too. So yeah, that photo probably made a big difference here. Actually, yeah, the photo would have done it because there's no way you're going to make up the $8 in place money.
Yeah, if the 7 gets second, he wins this for sure.
Oh my!
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here refreshing it.
Oh
There's
yeah, I mean,
to take a picture.
It's going to be so close. Make it official, you cowards.
Yeah, Tim, that is brutal, man. I know Doc, I think was it back-to-back weeks ended up losing or back-to-back days ended up losing a BCBC in the last race. It is so brutal when you're live in one of those big tournaments to get it home and just you have every single shot and it just doesn't end up going well for you.
Don't worry though, I won't treat you the way I treated Doc after he lost that.
Yeah, you were kind of a dick.
Official.
There goes. Let's see. Come on, horse tourneys. Update.
Well, there's no prices yet, so that
there it is. Done. There's your final result.
Oh, 60 cents. Oh, 60 cents.
Sorry. There it goes.
Okay.
It updated, but it didn't update.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Tim got knocked out to 4th. Oh,
that's gross.
That is gross. Welcome to horse tournaments. Like this that last race, everything changes and it comes down to how much the place paid. In this case, it was 60 cents light, $13.80 to place.
Third. Whoa.
Shotty got 3rd, 6th, and 8th with 3 entries. I just want to point that out.
It's impressive.
She got top 8 with 3 picks.
Oh, 40 cents. I'm sorry. Yeah, 40 cents from the tie. I wonder who would have won the tiebreaker. Let's check. We don't have shows listed on ours.
Wow, unbelievable.
Wild finish to that tournament.
Hey, the win paid $29.60. If it pays $30, she wins.
Yeah. That's the crazy part about tournaments, man. Like it's these little things that you just never could expect, and it just makes the biggest difference.
And wasn't Mark Elliott the one who wasn't Mark Elliott talking shit to you earlier, Mike?
He was. How's he doing?
I don't know. I think he's the only one to throw up a goose egg.
He got last
and 17th.
I'll have to text him. Tell him I appreciate him donating $20 there. Although I put up 12.20 in the first race and didn't cash another horse, so I can't really talk too much smack, can I?
Wow.
No.
Yeah, just goosed out after 12.20. That's tough to do.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Hey, that was my best bet of the whole day. So there you go.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gave that out on the show, so
that's
on the show today. I mean, the morning show.
Dudes Who Bet Daily, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You'll get there.
Oh gosh.
All right, let's put a bow on it. Tim Horner drinking hard alcohol tonight. Tim, we don't blame you. Don't worry, we're going to be back in 2 weeks, and you can have fun and do this all over. You can relive this agony all over again with us in 2 weeks. A special shout out again to Shotty, who put in 3 entries. Cashes with one of them, gets 3rd there. That is gonna, let's see, and it does $30. It paid for all 3 of her entries that she had in here. Good job, Shotty. You just bought yourself next week. You bought another round. Bree came shooting up there to just miss winning, which would have been her second one to win, right? She's won before. She misses, but Dave Feldman is our first 2-time winner officially, right?
Yeah. Bree's usually with us too. So it's like usually people that were here were up there.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Bree, right?
Yeah, she's usually here. Boy, oh boy, what a
maybe she's glad she wasn't.
Bree, I guess you can't be too upset because like you had no shot and then you hit it. It's like, well, whatever happens at that point, you know.
Well, we talked about it, man. It's the shake-up race. You just need one of the shake-up races, and all of a sudden everything goes to hell. In this case, it was the last race, and the 3 was if you had that horse, you had a big chance.
Yep.
What was the final winning total for the actual featured tournament, Mike? Do you have that information? I'm curious to see how David Feldman's 67-20 stacked up.
So it would have gotten through to the Big Bucks tournament. That would have finished third. 67-20 would finish third for $2,100 in the cash tournament today.
Wow. Very nice. Which is especially because those last 2 races came up very big prices, so I wasn't sure if in the grand scheme if he would have held on. So
and the top 6 all had that 3, and 9 of the top 13 all had that 3.
There it is.
So that 3 was big in all the tournaments today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate each and everyone who joined us for this, and whether you were here in the chat or if you're playing or both, we really appreciate it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. That will be August 26th. The day before Traverse Day. So we'll have some fun before Traverse Day doing that one. Aaron's already excited about it. He's going to have to contain himself for 2 weeks. So for Aaron Haltzman, Mike Somich, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another tournament show, but make sure you subscribe to the Racing News YouTube channel. We have a shit ton of previews for the entire weekend coming out. So, gentlemen, thank you. I'll see you next time.
If you do not agree with this, you're cursed.